I have good news. The library is going to be open virtually for you guys to be able to check out books. So what you're going to do is put a hold on a book that you're interested in, and then we will deliver it. As a hybrid learner, your library materials will be delivered to your homeroom. As a fully remote learner, you will have to pick up your books on remote curbside pickup day, which would be Wednesdays, and you can choose your time either to pick them up in the morning or the afternoon. So how do you put a hold on a book? That's what I want to show you now. There's actually two ways to get to the library catalog and all of the books that we have. So you can either go from the district website and you can go under departments and go to the library page. And then you have to scroll down below all the tech help stuff, and there's your library catalog. And for remote learners only, there's a curbside pickup form, which I'll show towards the end of this video. So you can access the library catalog here. You also can access it from ClassLink. So on the second tab, I'm going to log myself into ClassLink using my regular school computer login. And when you get to the Launchpad, you will see a folder for the library, BRMS library. And in that folder, there's a few different things. One is our library catalog. This is a catalog of the physical books that we own here at the Barker Library. There are also some ebooks and audio books in here. You have the library databases, that's for research projects, which I'll show you later. You also can access the library page from here. So the same page we were just on by going through the browser, you can access from the library folder in ClassLink. And there is a direct link to our BOCES Overdrive catalog for ebooks and audiobooks. And we now have access to Sora as well, which has a lot of nonfiction and fiction, but a good amount of nonfiction books for you guys at the middle school level, and that is also offered through BOCES. If you want to know more about Overdrive or Sora, there will be separate videos on those coming soon, but we're just going to cover the Follett Library Catalog today. If you go into the Follett Library Catalog, if you go through ClassLink, it's going to automatically log you in, and you have to be logged in order to put a hold on an item. So it's easier if you go through ClassLink. But if you don't go through ClassLink and you go through the library webpage to log in from there, it's the same as your school computer login. You'll see that we now have a visual interface for our library catalog, so that's pretty nice. You can actually visually browse different genres. If you wanted to look at what graphic novels we have, that's over here. Dystopian is pulled out as a separate genre, fantasy in general, science fiction, and so on. So you could go in by genre and browse for different titles that you might be interested in. Let me just show you, I'll go into mystery and show you what that looks like. You will see, right now it's just showing you the title of the book, but if you are patient, it will eventually load the covers so that you can see the cover of the book. And as we go down through, you can see if a book is in or out by the indicator in the upper left-hand corner. If it was out, it would be red and it would say the word out. So we're going to go in and take a closer look at Brain Camp, this book. So to see something more about this book, you just click on the title. It will load up the details. It pulls up a description of the book, and it gives you other suggestions for things that you might like over here on the right-hand side based on that browsing that you just did. So you might want to check those out. Let me close out of here. So that's how you could browse through a genre. Let me get back to the home page now. I'm just going to click the back arrow up here. And now I'm back here. So those are our topics or genres. Below that, we have some collections. So these collections listed along here are ones that I have put together. So diverse fantasy, social justice, LGBTQ+. Our Newberry Club from last year and prior years. There's books in here that we read for that club. And then the Strange and Mysterious collection is specifically put together for 8th grade because there's a unit on that. And then the Environmental Club book list, diverse memoirs, windows and mirrors poetry. So we have a lot of collections already pre-curated. So you could go in if one of those types of topics was interesting to you and look through what we have. If we click on diverse fantasy, you'll see that the collections look a little different than if you just clicked on a genre. And so these, they load up with images as well. It takes a minute to load, and then you will see the description right there. You don't have to click on it to see the description. You'll also see these tags underneath giving you different subjects that are covered in this book. So if you knew, you looked through the list and you were like, well, I want to see what else maybe we have on nightmares, and you could go into that subject category and it would load some different options for you. So these are all things that we own here in the library. If you go in and you click on a book here, and it's, as long as it's one that we own, you see the option to hold it. I'm not going to get into the hold just yet, but I just want to show you how this all works. So you got your genres, then you have your collections, then it specifically puts in recently added books. So these are the newest books that have been purchased by the library, and so those are ones that you would be able to check out. Popular titles, so things that a lot of people have been checking out would be listed there. And again, there's these right and left arrows to help you navigate. We also have ebooks through Follett. You can go in and read one of these ebooks right on your computer. There is a way to put it into an app as well, and so to check it out and put it in an app, that's going to be a separate video, so that will be coming soon. But just so you know, there are ebooks in here that you can read on the computer right now, and there's audiobooks that you can listen to on the computer. So those are in there as well. You can also just simply use the search bar at the top to search on your favorite author or on a certain book title. And if you'd rather kick it old school style and use the old version of Destiny, if you go over to the hamburger menu on the left, you can get to Destiny Back Office, and that's where you'll see the view that you are used to seeing of our library catalog, where you can search this way. Now, how to put a hold on a book. So let's go back. I want to go back to mystery, and I think I'm going to go back to the first book that we looked at, which was Brain Camp. And you can see the hold button is right here. So if I click on hold, it says it's ready for pickup. That's as simple as that. You're logged in already, so it knows who you are. And what it does for me and Mrs. Robinson and Mrs. Miller, it gives us a little notification up here that a student has put a book on hold. And then we know that we need to prepare that for you. So because it's COVID right now, and because you can't come in and browse our shelves, we're going to actually go get that book for you off the shelf. We'll put it into a bag and we'll bring it to your homeroom so that you can enjoy that book. We can't guarantee same day delivery. It's going to depend on what time you put the hold on it and whether or not we can get it to you before the end of the day if you are here in school. But we will definitely get it to your homeroom for the next day that you are in school. So that's how the holds will work. Just a quick word of caution, please don't put a hold on a book unless you're sure that you want it, because the unhold option that you will see, it doesn't actually work right now. We're hopefully getting that fixed sometime soon, but please don't put a hold, don't click the hold button unless you're sure that that's the book that you want. If you accidentally put a hold on a book and you no longer want it, you can send an email to Mrs. Robinson to tell her that you don't want that book anymore. Give her the title of the book and tell her that you don't want it. That would help us out a lot. If you are a fully remote student, I want you to stay watching this video. If you are not a fully remote student, this would not be for you. So you can go ahead and stop the video and you can explore the catalog and put a hold on a book. So for my fully remote students, I'm going to go back, now that I've put a book on hold, I'm going to go back over to the library homepage. Right underneath the library catalog on the library homepage is your remote student curbside pickup form. I need you to click on that after you've put a hold on a book. Directions are explained here. So once you've placed a hold through the library catalog, you're going to use this form to indicate when you're going to pick up the book. And then you're going to answer these questions. So what is your name? Select your pickup time. It's either Wednesday from 9 to 9:30 a.m. or Wednesday from 1 to 1:30 p.m. You are going to need to ask whoever is driving you to school what time would be best before you fill this in. And then it asks whether you're going to be picking up and or returning. So if you're doing both, you would select the bottom one. Either you're picking up, you're returning, or you're doing both. And then I need a description of your car, because one of the library staff, it'll either be me or Mrs. Miller or Mrs. Robinson, maybe Mrs. Weber, will be available outside during those times, and you'll pull up into the loop right in front of the school, and you have to have your student ID with you, and you're going to stay in the car, you're going to show your ID, and we're going to bring you out the bag of books or the one book that you requested, and they will be in a bag. It's going to be touchless, curbside delivery. So that's how that will work. So once you've filled it all in, you click submit, we'll get an email that somebody's coming to pick something up, and we'll get that prepared for you for the Wednesday time that you have selected. So that's how that's all going to work. And again, if you have questions, you know the library phone number or my email. You can ask questions about any of this. Thanks so much. Hope to see you curbside soon.